What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and I'm going to talk today about how they thought you were out of the game. They thought you were out of the game, but now you are holding all the cards. They thought you were gone. They thought they took you out. They thought they shoved your head under the water and drowned you. But to their horror, you have climbed up out of that water and you are still very much alive and well. And trust me, they are afraid. They are very, very afraid because they knew they could not take you out. And in the end of the day, evil bows down to goodness. The devil bows down before the Lord. And they knew that what they were doing was sneaky and underhanded. They knew that they were trying to turn the group against you. They knew that they were trying to make these weird backhanded insults, and they knew that they were trying to reject you. They knew that they were trying to play mind games to make you feel rejected and to destroy your confidence. They knew exactly what they were doing, and their purpose of doing that was to destroy you, was to ruin your life, and was to push you to the brink. And they did not have any care or any empathy about what happened to you. They really didn't. They saw you as someone they could scapegoat. They saw you as someone they could kick around. They saw you as someone they were also very jealous of. They saw you as someone that they were so threatened by, they felt like they had to just get rid of because they knew how much of a pile of feces they were by comparison. They knew that just having a good person like you around would expose their evil and shine a light on their evil. And really, this has been happening for me at least, from the time I was born. And I think for most of us, this has been happening from the time that we are born. And the broader system of society is built around doing this. And it does this to everyone. It breaks everyone and makes everyone a slave to the societal system. And when we fight back against that, and when we decide to not be in the order of the world, but to be in the order of goodness and the order of God, toxic people and narcissists and these people who are essentially minions of the devil activate. They activate and they start to come after us. And they really go out of their way to be rude, to be mean, to try to make this earth as inhospitable as possible. The broader system is doing this, and on some level, most of the people of the earth are enabling this. And before I woke up, I was also enabling this stuff on a lot of levels. So, for a lot of people, it's forgive them. They know not what they do. But for these narcissists and these real toxic manipulator people, and these people who are really just trying to do anything in their power to destroy us, these people who are committed to being haters to us and who are committed to week over week, month over month, year over year, decade over decade to continue to be haters and to, not just live their own life, but to go out of their way to be hateful and weird to us and to do things that not only are bad for us, but are bad for them. They're willing to hurt themselves if it can hurt us too. It's a very crazy mindset that a lot of these narcissists and hardcore haters and hardcore manipulators and just hardcore toxic people have. It's a very crazy mentality, but they want to take us out more than anything. They are trying to take us out of the game. And if they can ruin our life and ruin our prospects and have bad things happen to us and ruin the environment around us and just make things as bad for us as possible, they will do that. But there's one thing they did not factor in. There's one thing they did not bank on. The fact that we have God on our side. We have the creator of the universe on our side. We have goodness and love and all these things on our side, and they do not. And we rise again, just like Jesus Christ rose again after they literally killed him. we will rise again at when they figuratively try to kill us. And let me tell you, we have all the cards now. That's what God said to David. I will set a table before your enemies. It's like your enemies who are trying to take you out and trying to deprive you and trying to make you have lack and trying to make you have nothing and trying to make you lose. You're going to be at the table in victory with plenty of food, and you're going to be doing well, and they're going to have to be at that table, and they're going to have to kind of take a knee, and they're going to kind of have to put their head down around you, and they're going to have to kind of admit who the king is, who the queen is, who the champ is. They're going to have to admit who's really in charge here, because it's not them, It's not. And the thing they feared the most was for us to gain power. They feared that greatly, for us to grow, for us to gain power, for us to, become closer to God, for us to, become strong, for us to have self-esteem, for us to have self-worth. They feared all that, they really feared all that. And not to mention that, but like the position we have in life, the position we have in society, when they see our position grow and when they see our influence grow and when they see us win, it scares the heck out of them, because they were trying to destroy us. They were trying to sabotage us. And I'm serious, like in the workplace, wherever, like in our families, like these people are constantly trying to put a stick in our spokes. And, we've overcome all that. We've gotten past all that. Now we see through all their tricks. We see through all their games, and it's not going to be any mercy for them. It's not, I'll show some level of mercy, whatever. But in the end of the day, God sees through their evil. And if they do not repent, which most of them won't, they will face the ultimate punishment. They will be cast down into hell. And if they blaspheme the Holy Spirit of the Lord, which is within us, they will also be thrown down to hell. No, Jesus said, you can blaspheme my name, you can blaspheme the name of my Father in heaven, but if you blaspheme the Spirit of the Lord, that's an instant sentencing to hell. No forgiveness, And what that means is the Spirit of God is within us, God's children, That's what the Spirit of the Lord is within. And he's saying, you can mess with me, you can mess with my dad, but if you mess with one of my little ones, dude, you're done. You're done. And in the end of the day, these people are messing with us. And it's not just doubting us a little bit. It's not just messing with us a little bit. It's not just not helping out when they could have helped out. It's these people really going out of their way to be mean, to be haters, really rejecting us in very mean ways, criticizing us as much as possible, and they're just trying to be this thorn in our side, And they're staying committed to this hater act, So it's one thing if some random person disrespects you a little bit or whatever, but these people who are like locking onto us and trying to make it so we can't even live our lives and just trying to make it so we can't even breathe, like, we're going to overcome that. And, God will remember that, and we'll remember that too. And they're going to see who the real sheriff is in town. They're going to see who's really in charge. They're going to see who really has authority. God does. And through God, God will grant us authority too. And they're going to realize who's really in charge and what the score really is. And I've had this happen with a couple narcissists where I've kind of broken through and gotten to them, and a lot of them cower in fear. I've had multiple narcissists literally cower in fear from me. Literally. They're not repenting. They're not making changes. They're not bettering themselves. They're not redeeming themselves. They're not doing any of that. They're just cowering in fear because it's like, oh, I tried to destroy him, but he's still here. They're like that, I'm serious. And I've had some of them literally run away from me in fear because, yeah. And the thing is, ultimately, they did all this stuff to try to reject us and put us on the outside and whatever. But in the end of the day, we will be put at the position of power. We will be put at the position of leadership, We will be empowered to be leaders. And we're going to look at them and we're going to say, nope, don't want you. And for them, it's this weird thing. They're trying to get us to be obsessed with them, or they're obsessed with us, or for them, all the rejection and the hate is some game to try to tear down our self-esteem, and it's some weird, you know, it's some weird thing like that where they are very fixated on us. Whereas for us, it's like we're not fixated on them. We're just like, oh, that person? Nope. Get them out of my sight. Not here, and when we reject them like that and we brush them off and we go, who are you? Oh, I remember you. Nope. No. You're not going to take part in my life. You're not going to take part in my rise. You're not going to take part in my success. And yeah. And the thing is also, like, God's going to show you right in front of these people how blessed you really are and how cursed they are. He really will. And it's going to be to the point where they thought it was vice versa. They thought it was the other way around. They thought they were winning by being evil, and they thought they were getting ahead by being evil. And God's going to show them that it is exactly the opposite. And they're going to cry, and they are going to squirm, and they're going to suffer. They really will. And when they see us become successful, they're going to come around, oh, hey, hi, Truth Tiger. Oh, yeah, some things were a little awkward before, but I hear you're doing really well. They're going to come around like us, being all fake, whatever, fake humble, fake apology, fake friend, and we're going to look right through them, and we're going to go, nah, I remember how you were. I remember what you were like when I was down, Because, like, we got put down by life. We got put down by our childhoods. We got put down by our own family. We got put down by the matrix. We got put down by the system. And there's times in my life where I've been at my absolute lowest. And then one of these narcissists shows up to try to shove my head under the water. If there's some guy on the street who's, homeless and has the worst life possible, and I'm going to show up and I'm going to, like, beat that guy up, like, that's the equivalent of what it's like, like when you were on your worst legs, when you were battling depression, when you were completely broke, when you had instability in your life, when your stuff was just all screwed up, you didn't know how you were going to make money, you didn't know where your place was going to be in the world, you were dealing with all this uncertainty. These agents of the devil showed up to try to take you out. They showed up to try to push your head under the water to drown you. And now they see that you're still alive. And they're like, hi. Oh, wow, it's been, I remember when I last saw you. I didn't think you would survive. They're real scared because we haven't just survived, but we have thrived. And we are now doing well. And we are now winning in life. And they are not, They have hit some bad snags, and they have had some bad things happen to them because they inherit curses for the way they treat us, They inherit curses from God, and they inherit curses from us too, They inherit a curse for the way they act, and that curse comes to fruition, and now they are not doing good. They got a lot of depression, they got a lot of anxiety, they don't have any real friends. They may have lost a job, or they may have lost a relationship, and they're not dealing with it well, and now they're on the brink, And now they're like, oh, like, and it's like they showed us who they were, because when we were drowning, it's like they could have helped us. And they could have sat back and did nothing. That wouldn't have been good. But if they sat back and did nothing, I could at least whatever. But they tried to literally go into the water and shove our head under. They saw us drowning, struggling, and they're like, oh, I'm going to finish him off. I'm going to finish him off. I'm going to finish him off for you, Satan. I'm going to finish him off for evil. I'm going to finish him off for the devil. I'm going to finish him off because I hate goodness, and I hate God, and I hate everything that goodness represents. I hate love. I hate kindness. I hate order. I hate respect. I hate all these things. And he represents them. She represents them. So what am I going to do? I'm going to try to finish this person off. And, bro, like, People talk about how they have a roommate. Like, I had a roommate that went insane and turned against me and acted nuts. People talk about how they have a wife or a husband or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever, and this person becomes completely insane and makes their personal life horrible. You know, you got family members that start acting crazy. You got coworkers that start. I've had coworkers that have ruined their own careers to try to destroy mine. I'm not even kidding. I've had coworkers that have ruined their own career to try to ruin mine. Like, dude, it's like they'll throw a stick of dynamite in the room and maybe it'll blow them up, maybe it'll blow you up. But they're okay with that. And it's like they will literally torpedo and destroy themselves. They will go full kamikaze and and they're willing to destroy themselves for a chance to even put a scratch on us. And it's like, yo, like that mentality is just nuts. That mentality is nuts, and they have given their souls over to Satan, and they have committed their life to an evil purpose, you know? Because if they had stuff going on, if they were constructive, they'd be on their own square. But the fact that they're trying to destroy somebody else, it's like, whatever. But the thing is, you're going to rise up real soon. Like, I'm rising up right now. I see other people rising up. I see other channels rising up, and we're all doing it together. We're all being lifted up together. You know, so if you're watching this and you're on the same frequency, you're being lifted up too, and you're about to advance and level up in big, big ways. And all the freaking crap that's been thrown on you, all the garbage that's been thrown on you is coming off. And, you know, we're rising up. You know, we're rising up on the shoulders of giants. We are rising up very, very high. We are flying high like eagles, and they are sinking lower into the mud and into the mire. And unlike us, they are not about to crawl out. And we're about to walk by, and we're about to take a look, and we're going to say, yeah, that's what you deserve. Yeah, that's your punishment. Yeah, that's what you earned. And they need to make changes and get right with God and whatever. And look, if one of these people has a genuine apology and they genuinely change and they genuinely go through their battle, they genuinely climb out of the mud, they genuinely get right with God, they genuinely start treating others with love and kindness, if they genuinely do all that stuff, I'll shake their hand. I'll give them a hug. I'll say, hey, like, it's all good. All is forgiven. I won't be mad. But they're not doing that. The vast majority of them are not going to do that. The vast majority of them are going to stay down, you know? And I do want to emphasize that like, the possibility of redemption is still there for most of them. Some of them, it's not there anymore. But for some of them, the possibility of redemption is still there. It's just they're not, for the most part, they're not strong enough to go through that. They're not like us. They're not built like us. They're not going to be able to go through all those hardships, you know, because they're going to have to go through hardships, get their ego pounded down. They're going to have 10 years of suffering or whatever to sort of get themselves right with God and to be on the path. And most of them can't rock like that. They can't do it. So they're going to stay the same, and they're just going to sink deeper and deeper and deeper. And they're going to become more hollowed out, more empty, more fake. And their life is just going to get bad. Things are going to get dark for them. And they're going to sink into the bottom because, you know, I've known so many narcissists and stuff that are just, they're already on the brink of collapse, and they're going to collapse and fall down even further. You know, they're going to fall even further. And it is what it is, you know, but we're going to rise up. And we're going to be, and also, like, they deep down wanted to ride with us. They wanted to rock with us. They wanted to ride our coattails. They wanted to ride in the passenger seat of our car. Whatever. Like, I mean, they act all big and controlling and domineering. But underneath, I'm driving the car. They're riding the passenger seat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all the controlling, whatever stuff, I think it's to cover up the fact that they're a very, whatever, weak, childish. They don't have no strength or dominance, or I don't know. They don't really stand on their feet strong. They're not independent. I'm trying to think of how to describe this, but they're just not like actually powerful people. You know, they're clinger on tos. They're they're second fiddle, small potato kind of people in the end of the day. And they're not people who are like effective and can think for themselves and can really get stuff done. Like they're riding in our passenger seat, and they don't have that ride no more. Now they're walking out in the rain by themselves, and they're kind of looking, and they're gonna be like, man, and now it's like we got some nicer car, we got some nicer stuff, we got luxury heated seats and whatever, and they're like, oh man, like, and now he's got the luxury heated seats. I want to ride with him. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to be crying, oh, I wish I could ride with him. I wish I could be in his life. I wish I could be in her life, It's what they do. They're wishing they could still be in our lives, They really are, but they can't, They screwed that one up. They screwed the pooch big time on that one, and the condition to get back in is genuine change and, a real apology and stuff like that, and that's not really what they do. And don't fall for the fake apology. Don't fall for the, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry about that. Like, these fools can give you fake apologies and not mean it, and they'll act nice for a week or two, or a day or two, or a minute or two, or an hour or two, or a second or two. They'll fake it for a little bit, but the mask will come down, and they'll get back to what they were doing before. So, don't be fooled by it. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna rise like a phoenix. They thought they had us taken out, but now they see that we are rolling forward in glory, and they are wishing they could take part in what we got going on, but nope, they cannot. So yeah, I'm gonna end this one here. Thank you all so much for watching. Much love to all of you, and yeah, God bless you all.